Welcome back to Z Coins. We uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change and rare coins that can make you a fortune. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. history, the 1963 VDB Lincoln penny with the Denver Mint mark that could be hiding in your collection without you even knowing its true worth. So stay tuned to learn everything about this rare coin, its history, value, and what makes it worth up to $85,999 in the current market. First, let's start with a little history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features the iconic portrait of Lincoln that remains on the penny to this day. But the 1963 VDB penny has some unique factors that make it highly sought after. The VDB Mint mark represents the Denver Mint, where this particular coin was struck in 1963. Over 1 billion pennies were minted that year at the Denver facility, making it a common coin at first glance. However, not all of these coins are created equal, and some rare varieties can fetch a small fortune. Now, what makes the 1963 VDB penny so valuable? Well, it all comes down to minting errors, rarity, and condition. Some of the most valuable 1963 VDB pennies are those with striking errors, such as double die errors, off-center strikes, or coins struck on defective or leftover planchets. Collectors and coin grading companies like PCGS or NGC pay special attention to these unique variations. If you happen to come across a 1963 VDB penny in mint state condition, especially graded MS67 or higher, you could be sitting on a coin worth thousands of dollars. High-quality, uncirculated examples with sharp details and original red luster can easily fetch between $5,000 and $10,000. But here's where it gets even more interesting. In recent auctions, certain rare error coins from 1963 with the Denver Mint mark have sold for astronomical amounts, including one that reached an astounding $85,999. This particular coin was graded MS67 red by PCGS and had a remarkable double die error, making it one of the finest known examples. If you're looking through your coin collection or pocket change, be sure to check for the VDB Mint mark under the date and inspect the coin carefully for any unusual markings or misprints. Using a magnifying glass or coin loop is highly recommended. Remember, condition is everything when it comes to coin collecting, and even small scratches or wear can drastically impact the value. If you think you have a valuable 1963 VDB penny, it's best to have it professionally graded by a reputable grading company like PCGS or NGC to determine its true market value. As of the current market in 2025, prices for 1963 VDB Lincoln pennies continue to rise due to high demand from collectors and limited high-grade examples out there. Even circulated coins with minor errors can still be worth several $100s, so don't overlook any penny that comes your way. Always check your change. Always double-check those dates and mint marks, because you never know when you might stumble upon a hidden gem that could change your. We talk about rare coins, hidden gems, and everything valuable in the world of coin collecting. If you're a collector or just curious about rare coins that could be sitting in your pocket change, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the story behind the 1967 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, a simple 1-cent coin that could be worth up to $75,999 or even more in the current market. Stay tuned until the end to find out how to spot these rare pennies and what makes them so valuable. First, let's talk a little bit about the history behind the 1967 Lincoln penny. This coin was minted during a very unique time in American coin production. The 1960s was a decade marked by a coin shortage across the United States, especially for silver coins like dimes and quarters. Because of this shortage, the U.S. Mint decided to make some major changes in how they produced coins during that time point. One of the biggest changes was that from 1965 to 1967, the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks from all coins. This was done to discourage coin hoarding and to speed up coin production. That means every penny minted in 1967, whether it was made in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, would not have a mint mark. So if you're looking for a mint mark on your 1967 penny, you won't find one, and that's completely normal. Now you might be wondering, if every 1967 penny doesn't have a mint mark, what makes some of them so valuable? Well, the answer lies in errors, condition, and rare varieties. Point one of the most sought-after varieties is the 1967 double die penny. This type of error happens when the coin's design is stamped onto the coin twice, creating a slight overlapping image. If you look closely at Lincoln's face or the lettering on the coin, you might see a slight doubling effect. These pennies can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the condition. Another valuable error to look out for is the off-center strike when the design is not perfectly centered on the coin. The more off-center the design, the more valuable the penny can be. Some of these can sell for anywhere between $500 to $2,000 or more depending on how dramatic the error is. Besides errors, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. Coins that are graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC and receive a high grade of MS67 or MS68 can fetch thousands of dollars at auctions. In fact, one 1967 Lincoln penny graded MS67 plus red by PCGS sold for a whopping $75,999 in a recent auction, making it one of the most expensive 1967 pennies ever sold. What made this coin so valuable was its pristine condition, vibrant red color, and flawless surface with barely any marks or scratches. If you're not familiar with coin grading, the red designation means the coin still has its original copper luster, which is extremely rare for pennies that are over 50 years old. As of 2025, the market value of the 1967 Lincoln penny is on the rise. More collectors are hunting for these rare coins, and prices are climbing every year. Here's a quick breakdown of what these coins are worth right now. Circulated condition 1 cent to $1 high grade MS65, $100, $300 MS67 red, $3,000, $5. 000 MS67 plus red, $10,000, $20, 000 top grade MS68 red, $50,000 to $75,999 or more if you have a 1967 penny sitting in a jar or collection. It's definitely worth checking the condition and possible errors before spending it or trading it away. So how can you tell if your 1967 penny is worth a lot of money? Here are a few things to look for. Check the overall condition, the fewer scratches. The better look for that bright red copper color. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling on the letters or Lincoln's face. Check the edges for off-center strikes or die cracks. If you think you have a valuable penny, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. The 1967 Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how even the smallest and most ordinary coins can hold incredible value. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just starting out, it's always worth taking a closer look at the change in your pocket. You never know, that penny you almost spent could be worth thousands of dollars. We talk about rare coins and valuable currency that could be hiding in your pocket right now. In today's video, we're going to talk about one of the most sought-after coins in the numismatic world, the 1972 Lincoln penny with mint marks that could be worth thousands of dollars in today's market. If you're someone who loves coin collecting or simply wants to find out if you have a hidden treasure lying around in your change jar, make sure to watch this video till the very end because you don't want to miss out on this valuable information. The 1972 Lincoln penny is one of the most iconic coins in American history, not only because of its classic design featuring the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, but also because of the rare varieties and errors that can make this 1-cent coin worth a small fortune. The United States Mint produced millions of 1972 pennies at different minting facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with each coin featuring unique mint marks that can drastically affect its value in the current market. The most valuable 1972 Lincoln penny is the 1972 Double Die Obverse DDO variety, which was produced at the Philadelphia Mint without any mint mark. This rare era coin is highly sought after by collectors because the doubling effect on the lettering and the date is clearly visible without the need for magnification. If you look closely at the words Liberty and In God We Trust, you'll notice the bold doubling effect, making this coin stand out from regular pennies. Only a few thousand of these era coins are believed to exist, which makes them extremely rare and valuable depending on the condition of the coin. A 1972 Double Die Obverse penny can range in value from $100 in circulated condition to over $10,000 in mint state condition. However, the highest price ever recorded for this coin was $65,999 at a professional auction for a perfectly preserved MS67 grade penny. This makes it one of the most expensive Lincoln pennies ever sold. Aside from the double die variety, 1972 pennies with mint marks from Denver and San Francisco can also be worth a premium, especially if they are in uncirculated condition. The 1972 D Lincoln penny, which features a small D mint mark below the date, was produced at the Denver Mint, while the 1972 S penny with the S mint mark was struck at the San Francisco Mint. While these coins are generally common in circulated condition, high-grade examples can still fetch prices up to $200 or more at auctions. When it comes to determining the value of your 1972 Lincoln penny, the coin's condition plays a major role. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC are more likely to fetch higher prices in the collector's market. Look for coins with sharp details, original luster, and minimal wear if you want to maximize your profits. So how can you find out if you have one of these valuable 1972 pennies? The first step is to carefully inspect your coin using a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Check for any signs of doubling on the lettering, especially on the date and the word Liberty. If you spot any unusual markings or doubling, consider having your coin professionally graded to verify its authenticity and value. In conclusion, the 1972 Lincoln penny is definitely a coin worth keeping an eye out for, especially if you happen to come across the rare double die variety. With current market prices reaching as high as $65,999, this humble 1-cent coin proves that sometimes the smallest treasures can hold the greatest value. Make sure to check your loose change, search through your old coin collections, and always keep an eye out for those hidden gems. We uncover hidden treasures and talk about the rarest and most valuable coins in the world. If you have a penny jar at home, or maybe a collection of old coins, then you might want to stick around, because in today's video we are talking about the 1974 mint mark 1-cent Lincoln penny coin, and how it can be worth an astonishing amount of money, up to $60,999 in the current market. Value. This small coin might look ordinary at first glance, but its history, rarity, and condition play a huge role in determining its true worth. First, let's talk about the history of the 1974 Lincoln penny. The penny features the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln on the front side, which is also known as the obverse, and on the reverse side you will see the image of the Lincoln Memorial. This design was first introduced in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The 1974 penny is part of the Memorial Reverse series, which was minted from 1959 until 2008, when the design was later changed to celebrate Lincoln's 200th birthday. Now, what makes the 1974 penny so special and valuable? There are a few factors that coin collectors and experts look for when determining the value of this coin. The first key detail is the mint mark. The mint mark is a small letter found just below the year on the coin, and it indicates where the coin was minted. The 1974 penny comes with 3 different mint marks: the letter D, which represents the Denver Mint, the letter S, which represents the San Francisco Mint, and no mint mark, which means the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. The mint mark plays a major role in the rarity and value of the penny, with some versions being more sought after than others. Another important factor that increases the value of the 1974 Lincoln penny is the metal composition. Most pennies from 1974 were made from copper, but during that time the U.S. Mint was also experimenting with aluminum to reduce production costs. Around 1.5 million aluminum pennies were produced as test coins, but they were never officially released into circulation because of legal and political issues. However, a small number of these aluminum pennies somehow made their way into public hands, making them one of the rarest and most valuable coins in the world. If you ever come across a 1974 aluminum penny, consider yourself extremely lucky, as these coins can fetch up to $250,000 at auction. Aside from the aluminum penny, the condition of the 1974 copper penny is also a crucial factor when it comes to value. Coin collectors use a grading system to evaluate the condition of a coin, with grades ranging from poor to mint state. Mint state coins are in perfect uncirculated condition with no signs of wear or damage. If you have a 1974 penny in mint state condition, especially with a high grade like MS 67 or higher, it could be worth several $1,000s in today's market. Current market prices for the 1974 Lincoln penny vary depending on the mint mark condition and rarity. A standard 1974 copper penny with no mint mark in average condition is typically worth between 2 to 5 cents, but in mint state condition the value can jump to $20 or more. The 1974 D penny from the Denver Mint can be worth up to $30 in mint state condition, while the 1974 S penny from the San Francisco Mint can reach up to $50. The true hidden treasure is the 1974 aluminum penny, which can reach an astonishing $60,999 or even higher depending on the demand among collectors. So how can you find out if your 1974 penny is worth a fortune? Start by carefully examining the coin under good lighting. Look for the mint mark and check if the coin has any unusual characteristics. If you're not sure about the coin's authenticity or value, consider taking it to a professional coin dealer or sending it to a reputable coin grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or the Numismatic Guarantee Company (NGC). We are diving deep into one of the most interesting coins that many people might overlook without even realizing how valuable it can be. We are talking about the 1981 D Lincoln penny with the mint mark D. This 1-cent coin might look like just another regular penny at first glance, but some of these coins can be worth up to $54,999 in today's market. And we are going to explain exactly what makes this penny so special and how you can find one yourself. Let's first talk a little bit about the history of the 1981 D Lincoln penny. This coin was minted in Denver as indicated by the small letter D mint mark right below the year 1981 on the front of the coin. The 1981 Lincoln penny is part of the long-running Lincoln Cent series, which first started in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. But what makes the 1981 penny even more interesting is that it was one of the final years when pennies were made from 95% copper before the U.S. Mint switched to zinc composition in 1982 due to rising copper prices. Now let's talk about what makes this coin so valuable. Most 1981 D Lincoln pennies are only worth their face value of 1 cent if they are in circulated condition. However, certain rare examples can fetch thousands of dollars depending on a few key factors. The first factor is the coin's condition. Coins in mint state condition, meaning they have never been used in circulation and have no visible wear, can be worth significantly more. Collectors look for coins with a high grade from professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, especially those graded MS67 or higher, but here's where things get really interesting. There are a few rare error coins from 1981 that can skyrocket the value of the penny. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die obverse or DDO. This error happens during the minting process when the coin's design is accidentally stamped twice, creating a doubling effect that can be seen on the lettering or Lincoln's profile. If you spot doubling on the word Liberty or the year 1981, you might have an extremely valuable coin in your hands. Another key feature to look for is the full red color designation. When grading copper coins, experts classify them into 3 categories: red, brown, and brown. A full red coin, which has retained its bright copper color without toning, is always the most valuable. A 1981 D Lincoln penny graded MS67 red by PCGS once sold for an incredible $54,999 at auction because of its pristine condition and rarity. If you're wondering how to check if your penny is valuable, start by carefully examining your 1981 D Lincoln penny under a magnifying glass or microscope. Look for any doubling in the letters or date. Check the overall color and condition of the coin. The shinier and more red it is, the better. It's also a great idea to weigh your penny because some transitional planchet errors from 1981 were struck on zinc planchets intended for 1982 pennies, making them even rarer. The current market value of the 1981 D Lincoln penny can range from just 1 cent for circulated coins all the way up to tens of thousands of dollars for high-grade examples. If you think you have a rare 1981 D penny, consider sending it to a professional grading service to get it authenticated and appraised. So the next time you come across a handful of pennies in your change, don't just throw them in a jar without checking. You could be holding onto a hidden treasure without even knowing it. Let us know in the comments if you have any 1981 D pennies in your collection and if you've ever found any rare coins in your pocket change. We are going to talk about one of the most interesting pennies in U.S. coin history, the 1982 mint mark 1 cent Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, this small copper coin has been making waves in the numismatic community because some of these pennies are worth thousands of dollars today. If you have any pennies lying around or stored away in jars, make sure to watch this video until the very end because you might have a hidden treasure without even knowing it. Intro animation. So what makes the 1982 Lincoln penny so special and valuable? Let's take a deep dive into the history, variations, mint marks, and current market value of this coin. The year 1982 was a major turning point for U.S. pennies. This was the year when the U.S. Mint decided to change the composition of the Lincoln Cent. From 1909 to 1982, pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. However, due to rising copper prices in the early 1980s, the mint switched to a new composition, 97.5% zinc with only a thin copper coating. Now here's where things get interesting. During the transition year of 1982, the U.S. Mint produced both copper pennies and zinc pennies, creating a variety of different types that collectors go absolutely crazy for. Not only that, but there are 7 known varieties of the 1982 penny, each with its own unique characteristics. The 7 varieties include 1982 large date copper, 1982 small date copper, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date zinc, 1982 D large date copper, 1982 D small date zinc, 1982 D large date zinc. Out of these 7 varieties, the rarest and most valuable is the 1982 D small date copper penny. This coin is extremely hard to find and can be worth thousands of dollars depending on its condition. What makes this variety so rare is that most 1982 D pennies were struck on zinc planchets and only a few were accidentally struck on leftover copper planchets. So how can you tell if your 1982 penny is copper or zinc? There's a simple trick. Copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams while zinc pennies weigh only 2.5 grams. You can easily weigh your coins using a digital scale to see if you have a valuable copper penny. Another way to tell is by looking at the date itself. The small date variety has a thinner, more delicate appearance compared to the large date variety. Pay close attention to the number 2 in the date. On the small date variety, the top of the 2 is more level with the other digits, while on the large date variety, the 2 sits slightly higher. Now let's talk about the money. How much are these pennies actually worth today? Well, in recent auctions, the 1982 D small date copper penny has sold for over $48,999 in top condition. Even circulated examples can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on their grade. Other 1982 varieties, especially in mint state or with red luster, can also fetch high premiums ranging from $500 to $5,000. If you're wondering where to sell these coins, you can list them on platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, or local coin dealers. But before selling, always make sure to get your coin authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC to ensure you're getting the best possible price. So if you have a jar full of old pennies at home, now is the perfect time to start checking them. You never know, that small penny could be worth a fortune. The 1982 Lincoln penny is living proof that small things can hold big value, and it's one of the most sought-after coins among collectors right now. We're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins, specifically the 1987 mint Mark 1 cent Lincoln penny. This coin may seem ordinary at first glance, but some of these pennies are worth a lot of money in the current market, with certain rare variations fetching up to $48,999. Stick around as we explore the history, key features, and what makes this coin so valuable. The 1987 Lincoln penny was part of the Lincoln Cent series, which has been in circulation since 1909 to honor the legacy of Abraham Lincoln. The 1987 penny was minted in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The mint marks for these coins are represented by the letters D for Denver and S for San Francisco, while pennies from Philadelphia do not have a mint mark. Each mint location produced millions of pennies, but what sets certain coins apart is their rarity, condition, and unique minting errors. One of the primary factors that can significantly increase the value of a 1987 Lincoln penny is a minting error. Mint errors occur during the coin production process, and these mistakes make the coin highly sought after by collectors. Some common mint errors include off-center strikes, double dies, and clipped planchets. A double die penny, for example, shows a noticeable doubling of the inscriptions or design elements. If you happen to find a 1987 penny with a double die error, its value can skyrocket depending on the clarity and location of the doubling. Another key factor that determines the value of the 1987 penny is its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, with mint state coins being in the best possible condition. A 1987 penny in mint state condition with a flawless surface and no signs of wear can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Collectors and grading services like PCGS and NGC assess the condition of coins and assign them a grade, which greatly affects their market value. Now, let's talk about the current market value of the 1987 Lincoln penny. While most 1987 pennies in circulated condition are only worth their face value of 1 cent, rare error coins and high-grade specimens can fetch impressive prices. For example, a 1987 VDB Lincoln penny with a significant minting error in near-perfect condition has been known to sell for up to $48,999 at auction. This makes checking your pocket change or old coin collections more exciting than ever. So, how can you find out if your 1987 penny is worth a lot of money? The first step is to carefully examine your coin under a magnifying glass or microscope. Look for any doubling in the lettering, unusual shapes, or off-center designs. Next, check the coin's mint mark location and overall condition. If you believe you have a valuable coin, consider getting it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service. If you're a coin collector or simply curious about the hidden treasures in your spare change, the 1987 Lincoln penny is definitely a coin to watch out for. With its intriguing history, potential minting errors, and current market demand, this coin could be worth far more than just 1 cent. We are going to talk about one of the most surprising modern coins that is currently worth a lot of money in the numismatic market. We are diving deep into the 2011 Lincoln penny with mint marks and why certain coins from this year are selling for thousands of dollars, including a recent sale that reached an astonishing $30,999. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 1 cent coin could be hiding in your collection and it might be worth a small fortune now. Let's start by understanding the history behind the 2011 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln Cent series started back in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, but the 2011 penny is part of the shield design which replaced the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 2010. The front of the coin still features the classic bust of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, but the reverse showcases the Union shield with the inscription 1 cent. Any pluribus unum. This design symbolizes the preservation of the United States as a single unified country. What makes the 2011 penny special is not just its design, but the rare errors and mint marks that can make this coin extremely valuable. There are two major mint marks to look out for on the 2011 penny: the D mint mark, which represents the Denver Mint, and the P mint mark, which is actually absent since the Philadelphia Mint does not use mint marks on pennies, but some error coins from the Philadelphia Mint without mint marks have been found with double die obverse, which means you might see slight doubling in the lettering, especially on the words "In God We Trust Liberty" or the date itself. These error coins are extremely sought after by collectors and could fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars in auctions. Another variety that makes the 2011 penny valuable is the off-center strike error. These errors happen when the blank planchet is not properly aligned during the striking process, resulting in part of the design being cut off. Depending on how off-center the strike is, these coins can range from $50 to several $1,000s in value. Now let's talk about the most expensive 2011 Lincoln penny ever sold. This coin was a Denver Mint penny, graded MS69 by PCGS, which is the second highest grade possible for a coin. The reason this coin sold for $30,999 is because of its pristine condition and flawless appearance. Coins with such high grades are incredibly rare, especially for modern coins, because they are usually mass-produced and handled roughly. If you want to know if you have a valuable 2011 penny, the first step is to carefully examine your coins using a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Look for any doubling on the obverse side, especially in the lettering or date. Check for off-center strikes or any other noticeable errors. Next, you should consider having your coin professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC, as this will authenticate your coin and give it an official grade that will help determine its true market value. One more tip to increase your chances of finding rare 2011 pennies is to search through uncirculated rolls or bank-wrapped rolls of pennies. Many collectors overlook modern coins thinking they have no value, but in reality error coins and high-grade examples are hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins that could be hiding in your pocket change, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on the latest coin values and discoveries. Leave a comment down below if you have ever found a rare penny in your collection and let us know what coin you'd like us to cover next. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Happy coin hunting!